Our learning goal today says I can find the slope of a line using the slope formula. So far what we've done is we've found the slope of a line from a graph by using the rise over run and counting them. We determine how much you have to go up or down the rise. We just count it off on the graph between 2 points. And we put that on the top of our ratio. And then downstairs we put how much do you have to move over left or right to end up on that other point. And we call that the run, and that goes downstairs. So when we go up and down on the graph, are those x's or are those y's? Up and down. What's up and down on the graph? The x's or the y's? The y's are. So the y's are always upstairs because that's our rise. And the x's are always downstairs in the slope because that's our run. So we always want to make sure that we keep that in mind. It gets a little confusing because when we graph ordered pairs, do we go up or down first? No, the ordered pair has an x followed by a y. We go either left or right, and then we go up or down to plot ordered pairs to put points on the graph. But once we have the points on the graph and we're trying to find their slope, now we have to reverse the order. We have to do the y's upstairs and the x's downstairs. Okay? So what is the slope formula in this? Anybody find it?
M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
So right here in step 3,
Yeah.
there's our slope formula. That's what you have highlighted. Okay, if you did not find that in there, that is the slope formula. What does M stand for? What does M stand for? M equals, that's how it starts. What does M stand for, do you think? What are they calling M? Anybody want to take a guess? Because I don't know if they gave it away to you. They didn't spell it out for you, did they? Anybody think they know what M might stand for? Okay, looks like we better write it down then. Okay, let's do that. Let's write down that M is slope. M is slope. So when you start out M equals, you're saying slope equals. Slope is. Okay? M is taking the place of the word slope. So M equals, slope equals, y sub 2, that's how we say this by the way, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Now notice what they did in the step above. If we're going to use 2 points from the line, we need to give them kind of like titles. We need to say which one of you is going to be point number 1 and which of you is going to be point number 2. It does not matter which one gets the assignment. But we have to have an x sub 1, y sub 1. X sub 1, y sub 1 standing for the x value and the y value from one of your points, the first point, whichever one you want to call the first point. X sub 2, y sub 2 being the x and the y value from the second point, the other point, the one that you're calling the second point. So in this case, they called ordered pair negative 1, 3, their first point. And below it, notice what they did. They wrote x sub 1, y sub 1. And that's what we're going to do. And then the other point, ordered pair 2, 0, they called that one their second point, x sub 2, y sub 2. Then they substituted in to the slope formula. Let's put an M there. M equals 0, the y sub 2 value starts out. Subtract 3, the y sub 1 value. And then they go back to that point and they say 2, the x sub 2 value. Subtract negative 1, the x sub 1 value. Let's show this, that we could make that into 0 plus a negative 3 over 2 plus 1 after we do the substitution step. Not before, not while, after we do it, okay? And then, that's how they got 0 plus negative 3 becomes negative 3. 2 plus 1 is positive 3. A negative divided by a positive is a what class? What's a negative divided by a positive? A negative. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we end up with a negative 1 for the slope. What would we expect the behavior of this line to be on the graph if we graph these 2 points and drew a line to them? What would the behavior be? Okay, I'm going to ask this a lot in the next coming weeks, so you We just found out that the slope of this line is -1. Tell me what its behavior would be in the graph. We have 4 behaviors, remember? It could rise from left to right. It could fall from left to right. It could be a horizontal line. It could be a vertical line. What do we have here? Negative slope means what? It falls from left to right. We should have a line that would be following on the graph from left to right. I always want you to make that connection, even though we don't have the graph of it. Okay? Okay, let's go do some practicing then. Number 1. It says find the slope of each linear relationship. With your highlighters, would you highlight the 2 points that were, oops, mine isn't a highlighter. Would you highlight the 2 points? They're ordered pair names that we're going to work with. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to take those 2 ordered pairs and we're going to come down here and we're going to say we have ordered pair and ordered pair, and it does not matter which one we write first. Because remember when we were counting, it didn't matter if we started at the bottom and counted to get to the other one, or if we started at the top point and counted. Either way, we got the same slope. So let's take that 4-1 and let it be ordered pair, the first one that we write down, and our 0, -2 can be the second one. So that means we're going to assign these guys some titles. 4 is going to be called x sub 1. 1 is going to be called y sub 1. Well, if I call 4 x sub 1, and the 1 that goes with it, y sub 1, what do you suppose we're going to call 0 in the next ordered pair? What's its title going to be?
X sub 2.
X sub 2. And the -2 is going to be what? Y sub 2, yeah. Okay. We are going to, because I want this formula to just be so ingrained in your memory forever, I want you to write down the formula. M equals, what's the formula? How does it start? After M equals? Y sub 2. Take away what? Y sub 1. What starts the downstairs?
X sub 2.
X sub 2, take away the x sub 1. Okay? We're going to write it down. Now we'll substitute into it. Okay? Let's sub into it. M, we aren't going to sub in for M. We're always going to sub in for the x's and the y's. What are we going to put in for y sub 2? Go ahead, set yours up. What do you think? Do the substitution problem. Go ahead, do the substitution problem. This is a really important skill. If we don't learn how to find the slope correctly, all the other stuff that's coming up isn't going to go well at all. Adam, do you have a question?
No. I was just gonna say, like, I know what the y2 is. Would that be -2?
That's how it'll start. -2 is going in for y sub 2. What's going in for y sub 1, Samuel? 1. Okay, so upstairs we have a -2. The y sub 2 value, subtract the y sub 1 value of 1. What's going downstairs? Holly, what's going to start downstairs? 0. And take away what, Maisie? 4. Okay. Now, we're going to be a lot more successful, most likely, if we take the time to change these subtractions to add the opposite. So instead of -1, it'll be plus a -1. Instead of -4 downstairs, it'll be plus a -4 downstairs. Let's try not to use our calculators. We can do this. What's -2 plus -1? Positive 3? It's 2 below 0. It drops another 1 degree. What is it now? -3. 0 plus -4. -4. We've got to clean this up. If it can be changed to a whole number, we change it to a whole number or an integer. If it can't be, then we say, okay, can it be simplified as a fraction? Do we need to get rid of some signs? Do we need to pull some signs out? Okay, what's a negative divided by a negative? Positive, so we can get rid of our signs. 3/4. Can 3/4 be changed into a whole number? No, so we will leave it 3/4. Can 3/4 be simplified? Yes or no? No. Okay. So we are going to proclaim that the slope of this line is 3/4. Now I want you to look at the graph. Don't move on. Don't move on. Look at the graph. Do you agree that, first of all, we got what kind of a slope? What type of slope did we end up with? Positive. What kind of behavior should a line with positive slope have? Should rise from left to right. Is our line rising from left to right?
Yes.
Yeah, it
Goes up
is.
3 and then goes over 4.
So it is rising from left to right. If we use the counting method, would we get the same answer?
Yes.
In fact, the way that we did it, we called x sub 2, y sub 2 this point. And so what we're talking about is we're really going like this and over like this. So we go down 1, 2, oopsie, I went down too many. Went down one unit too far. And so we go down 3, that's a -3. We go left 4, that's a -4. We really did the same thing. So this time we could have used the counting method only because we did that. But we practiced using the slope formula because now the next two don't have graphs. Okay, let's look at this next table of values. We're supposed to find the slope of that line that has the lowest points on it. How many points do they give us?
4.
4. We have 4 different points. Do we need all of those?
No.
How many do we need? 2 of them. Does it matter which 2? Why not? Why doesn't it matter which 2 we pick? Anybody tell me that? Why does it not matter which 2 we pick? Maybe we should graph these. 4, -5. Let's see, that would be. Okay, give me another point that's on there. Give me the second one. What is it? Help me out. 8, -3. Okay, give me another one. 12, -4. Oh. Okay, and 16, 1. Okay. Well, look in here. I should be using something with a straight edge, but I don't really want to pick up Tally's table here to use it. So I'm going to try to draw a straight line going through these without my straight edge. There's those 4 points. My question of you was, why does it matter? Why does it not matter which 2 points we pick to use to get the slope? How come it doesn't matter? What's the reason? What's true about that line? They're all positive.
No, they rise.
Well, it creates a line with positive slope. I agree with that. Does that line have a constant rate of change?
Yes.
Constant rate of change means between any 2 points, it is the same. So it should not matter which ordered pairs we use to get the slope. We could use the first one and the last one. We could use the first one and the third one. We could use the first one and the second one. We could leave the first one out altogether and use the second and the third. We could use the second and the fourth. Or we could just leave the second and the first both out altogether and just use the third and the fourth. It does not matter which ones we use. So you go ahead right now. I'm going to just leave you on your own. I want you to pick which 2 you're going to use. Bring them out of the table and write them as ordered pairs, just like we did here in this one from the graph. I want you to pick out which 2 ordered pairs you're going to use. Pick out which 2. After you have identified which ordered pairs you're going to use, give them their titles, their x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2 titles. Write down the slope formula. Substitute in. Let's find the slope of this line, which better turn out positive, it looks like. need to grab them. You just need to use the slope formula. Nobody needs to grab them. Just use the slope formula. You done, Holly? You done, Macy? Okay. Once you compare, you get together and compare and see which, if we both got the same slope. And then I'm gonna be wondering also if you use the same points. And you done? Made it so plus negative. Did you use the same two points? No. This is something where you don't want to do. That's correct. One minus what? Negative 200. Yeah, just leave it like that. We always work. Okay, well, let's help each other out. Let's see if you think who's right or. Talia, you done? Okay. Sydney, how about you? You done? Almost. Okay. Anybody else done? Okay, Samuel and Talia. Samuel, will you turn around and we compare with Talia, please? Seth, are you done? You what? How did you do it? You need to assign them to X sub 1, Y sub 1, X sub 2, Y sub 2. Then you can substitute it into the formula as you write it down. Andrew, are you done? Okay. Adam, you done? How about you, Blake? You done yet? Just change it down there. Okay, don't change them to mixed numbers, by the way. See them as improper fractions, okay? Do not change them to mixed numbers unless they need to be changed to a whole number. So is this what you got? Is negative 8 over 4? Okay, well then you will. That's kind of a negative divided by a positive is a negative. Okay. Yeah, go compare with Andrea, please, Preston. Let's see if you guys agree. Okay, Blake, how are you doing over there? Got this yet?
Negatives.
So you're trying to figure out where it went wrong? Okay. Sydney, have you got one yet? Did you two figure out who's right? Who is it? Both of you. Well, this line can only have one slope. You can't have two different slopes. So you can't both be right. And then two, so you can make the two. Okay, Sydney, will you tell me which two ordered pairs you used?
12 and negative 1.
16, 1. Okay, anybody else use these two? Anybody else use these two? Okay. Okay, so Holly and Maisie, have you guys found the mistake or should we just send you back to your spot? You haven't found it yet? Okay, I'm hoping you were a little distracted there.
I found my mistake.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down that this is my x sub 1, y sub 1. This is my x sub 2, y sub 2. And I'm using Sydney's points. And then I'm going to write down the formula because I want to make sure that I get this memorized and use it properly. And then I will substitute in the appropriate values in their correct spots. So Sydney, does that look like your substitution step? Yeah? Okay. So far, you thinking I might be on the right track? Okay. And then I have m equals, I'm going to change this to add the opposite. 1 plus the opposite of negative 1 is positive 1.
And this is the step that they are not doing.
This part right here.
Correct.
And I think it's getting some of you into trouble, huh? Okay. And then 16 to subtract 12, well that's... Okay, Okay, and now tell me what's 1 plus 1? 2. And what's 16 plus negative 12? 4. Huh. I'm not sure I saw this slope in any of the ones that I looked at yet.
Oh, I got that one.
Slope of 1/2.
I got that on,
Trying to blink, you got probably.
Yeah, she knows.
Okay.
I got the 1/2 one.
Okay, so we need to figure out where you're going wrong in your paper. So Holly, will you head back to your desk, and then we will, anybody who did not get a slope of 1/2
I got a slope of
and
1/2.
can't figure out how to get a slope of 1/2, we need to figure out how to do that, Kristen. Okay, I am going to go with that, when I look at my graph, I go up 1, 2, and I go over 4. Oh yeah, this is going to have to be a slope of 1/2. Can't change my mind on that. So, everybody should have a slope of 1/2. If you do not have it, we need to figure out why.
I got the slope of 1/2 on that one.
Okay, well, you gotta, it should work for any of them. Okay? Yeah, so it should work for any of them. Now, here's what typically goes wrong with students. Here's where it typically goes wrong. You put the x's upstairs and the y's downstairs. And it has to be the y's upstairs and the x's downstairs. So we have to figure out how to use this formula properly, use the x values and the y values from them properly. This is a skill you have to master. You have to get this. I said we're going to be doing this the rest of the year, or close to the rest of the year, and you got to be able to do it. Okay? So, if you haven't found your mistake yet, when it's time for us to start on homework, I will hopefully be able to help you find it. Let's do this last one together so you know how much work you need to show in your homework to get a stamp tomorrow. They've already given us the ordered pairs of 5, -2, and 7, 6. Does not matter which one we call the x sub 1, y sub 1, which one we call the x sub 2, y sub 2. If you want to be crazy and say, you know what, since I always start with this one anyway, why don't I just call this one x sub 2, y sub 2? You can. Doesn't matter who gets to be called the second point. But if that one's the second point, then this one has to be the first point. So one is not more important than the other. You get to decide which one's going to play which role. We write down the slope formula next. Do not skip these steps. Just do it. I would rather have 9 problems of homework to do and have to show this much work than 100 of them so that I can just drill it into you till you get it. Okay, M is M. Good, that's what we're looking for. What's going in for our y sub 2? Class? What's going in for our y sub 2? -2. What's going in for our y sub 1? +6. Yeah, we're going to subtract 6. What's going in for our x sub 2 downstairs? The 5. And for our x sub 1? The 7. We all have that substitution step because we all named our points accordingly, right? So nobody's substitution should look any different than this as long as you're doing what we did right here. Did you rename them differently?
Well, I just did x sub 1, y sub 1, y sub 2.
Okay, so then you have this reversed then, right?
Yeah.
It should be 6 take away a -2 and a 7 take away a 5. Okay? When I change it to add the opposite, I have -2 plus -6. Subtraction becomes addition. 6 was getting subtracted, so its opposite gets added. And downstairs, I have 5 plus a -7. What's -2 plus -6? Come on, do not use those calculators. Come on. -2 plus -6. -8. 5 plus -7. Negative what? 2. Now, we are not going to change to mixed numbers, but we will change to whole whole numbers, okay? So let's first of all say, should this be, what's a negative divided by a negative? A positive. And then next we would say, what's 8 divided by 2? Is it nice? It's 4. So the slope of this line is a positive 4. On a graph, we would expect this line to be doing what? Rising from left to right. So this is what its behavior should be. This one we decided the same thing. Okay? Let's just get used to connecting it to its behavior also. What should we expect it to do on a graph? Okay, so if you did not get, leave your notes out because first of all, you should be using them. And second of all, if I combine, I see that you did not legitimately get a 1/2 slope for the middle one, we're going to visit it and see if we can find where you went wrong. Okay? Okay. Let's get out a sheet of loose leaf paper to show your work on.